What's up everybody, Rafa Drives here. I'm gonna take you today for a drive in the Mazda. We need to get something that I've been looking forward to finally at some point, to get something like this. It's a new phone. I haven't bought myself a new phone in like, almost like, I don't know, almost 10 years actually. I had a Samsung S9 for a long time and I was using it for a long time, yeah. And basically now it's time to finally upgrade. I have been using few company phones for some time. Let's just turn it on. Oh, the neighbors. Hopefully it will turn on, let's see. Yes, all good. I've been having some trouble with this starter engine on the car, starter motor. The last, I think Friday, I was stuck actually. The car wouldn't turn on. And I tried to change the relay, the fuse. I checked all the fuse box, everything was all right. I even bought a new relay, went walking to a shop that was close by. It was very cold. Came back, changed the relay, tried again. The car like just clicked and wouldn't turn on. I had luckily some friends that popped over and they helped me push the car, push start it. If you don't know what that means, like basically you just you turn the ignition on, you put it on second gear. I think it's best on second gear, and then you just hold the clutch and your friends push, or you yourself push. I've done it myself a few times, but you just pick up some speed and then you drop the clutch and then the car just turns on. That's called jump start. It's actually very useful for sometimes when you're stranded, not to be stuck somewhere that you don't want. So yeah, after I came back home, I turned on the car again, turned off and turned it on again, and the starter motor worked perfectly. So my guess is maybe it was some misalignment between inside the starter motor. Sometimes it can have some misalignment within the teeth or the mechanism, that it doesn't conduct the energy to make it start. So yeah, I'm keeping a close eye on it now to see if everything will be okay. But yeah, as I was telling you guys, yeah, I haven't bought myself a new phone for a long time. Last year we were lucky enough to buy a new phone for my girlfriend, cool iPhone Pro 15. And she's been enjoying that a lot with the 3, let's say, focal lenses, 3 cameras. And I've been looking forward to finally get myself a new one. And today's the day. Let's see if I'll manage to get one. Yeah, so I'll take you for a drive and let's talk a little bit about smooth driving in the city. I think that's a cool topic since I'm gonna probably get some traffic until the way there. So let me put you guys on the headset. Okay. Hey guys, you're on the headset now. Same head kind of gimmick that I managed to do on the last video. It's working fine. Let's just take a quick look on this OBD just to check, because I have still the check engine light on, and I like to just take a look, see if it's the same issues as before, which was the O2 sensor. If it's just the O2 sensor on the second bank, then it should be fine. So I'm using car scanner with the OBD. Now it's connecting to the OBD. Connected, cool. Diagnostic trouble codes, OBD2 read. It's actually very useful, this tool. If you guys have an older car, there we go, already read. So you see here, heated oxygen sensor number 2, bank 1, heated control, circuit low, status confirmed. So it's all the same problem as before, and I can actually clear the code. Look at this, clearing the code, bam, light turned off. Very cool. Yeah, useful for when you have some issues on your car that's older. You can just take a quick look, see if it's all safe to keep driving. So let's put here the directions. Some people actually asked me about this phone holder. You see here, it's a little clamp. I'm actually going to take it off just to show you guys. It's a very useful tool. So it's a little clamp. I bought it from Moose. I can even put the link on the description for you guys. but it's MagSafe compatible, and it has a little clamp. I just put it here perfectly on the, you see it fits here on this vent on the MX5, but it can fit basically any vent that you guys have on your cars if it's not a MX5. Oh shit, my phone just just went to the dark hole of doom. Okay, nice. So I just plug it here, let's see. I can even adjust a little bit the angle. See, it's very nice. I can just, you know, pop it on and off very easily. So I really like it. Cool. All right, let's go. Wow, my windscreen is very dirty. Let's take you see now it's very cold day, so it gets very foggy quite fast inside the car. Cool. I'm not gonna put the roof down at the moment, guys, because it's today is like 0 degrees, and it's not so good to put the roof down with such cold temperatures, because basically the fabric gets a little bit brittle because of how cold it is, and then when you put it down, it can actually create some cracks with the fabric. So since my roof is 18, 19 years old, I rather keep it up for today. Ooh, I just see a Subaru Impreza. Is it an STI or just WRX? I think it's a WRX STI. Oh yeah, with the wing and everything. Very nice. Oh yes. Oh, it's a bug eye. Cool. I love those cars. I love it. My father had the pleasure of owning a WRX 2011, a black one sedan, and it was such a really cool car to drive. It has like a 2.5 boxer engine. If you guys don't know, the boxer engine has the cylinders which are like opposing like this. That's why it's called boxer, because they're kind of like punching each other. And yeah, that car has such a cool growl. The engine noise is so particular, and mostly because of the unequal length exhaust headers that create a kind of resonance on the exhaust that gives that, you know, that kind of like burble. It's so nice to drive. I loved driving that car. Oh, that grandma has a cool style. She's bringing some flowers. All right. So smooth driving in the city. So what I like to think about when I'm driving in the city for smooth driving is always to let's say minimize the impact of let's say mechanical frictions, just mechanical frictions, let's say. So what I mean by that is I try to use the brakes as little as possible, the clutch as little as possible, and I try also not to overstretch the car, especially when it's cold, in terms of the engine, to just keep as little as damage as possible on the whole drivetrain. So if you see, like I'm keeping always, we just turned on the car not long ago, it's already indicating the temperature is in between the hot and cold, so it should be at operating temperature theoretically, but you have to keep in mind that that is the water temperature. So that means that the water in the car, it flows through the engine and it gets to running temperature faster than the oil inside the engine and the whole engine itself, which is metal, and it has let's say higher density, so it takes longer to heat up. So even if your car is already on the middle here on the thermometer, it's not good to push it before let's say 10 minutes. Depends on the size of your engine, depends on which car, but let's say 10 to 15 minutes up until a point that the oil temperature gets to the operating level. How I know this is my previous car actually had oil temperature gauge. It's very useful to have that on the car because you can see basically, yeah, when you can actually start, let's say, beating on it, going to higher revs. But this car doesn't have oil temp gauge, so I just count that once it hits, let's say, the operating water temperature, I just wait another 10 minutes or so it fully warms up so I can actually go higher revs. Oh, this guy wants to turn here. I don't understand what he wants to do. Sorry, bro, I cannot do anything. There's a bus stuck on me, if you guys see. But yeah. So now talking a little bit about, let's say, safety distances and how to minimize your braking and everything. So you see, like, it's a slow traffic. I'm not gonna be stuck on the guy in front. So here you see, I had to brake because the green light turned off for me. I was not so close to him, so I had minimum braking. I just slowly pushed the brakes, and it was okay for me to do so. Actually, I forgot. I can put the no, I'm gonna put the foot cam later for you guys because I need the GPS to go to this place. But yeah. Cool BMW E39 wagon, 6-cylinder, based on the noise, 6-cylinder petrol. That's really nice. Look at the biker, completely ignored the red light, just went for it, as many bikers do. Whoa, look at this guy. Did you see this? He almost ran onto me. He was looking on something inside the dash, on the phone or something. Ma che cazzo. Alright, green light for me, but this is a funny intersection here in Croatia. You have to wait. You cannot cross the lane because they have priorities, so you just wait. Now we can go. Traction control kicked in because it's a cold day. Look at the taxi driver, now he's gonna cut in front. So you see a lot of, let's say, preventive driving, as I like to call it, is just predicting what is going on in front of you and in the traffic so that you actually anticipate the traffic movements and you can actually, basically save yourself from accidents and save yourself from having to brake or accelerate strongly or put yourself in bad situations. So here now, it's red, so I'm just gonna put it on neutral in coastal, slowly braking, just minimizing my friction on the brake pads, on the steel disc. That's how you save your brakes. And I know this doesn't sound much, but over a long period of time, if you're braking very strong, if you're accelerating very strong, all of this, it adds up, you know, adds up to a lot of expanding of these parts. So right now, I predicted that this guy was gonna probably cut in front. He was a little bit like not accelerating, not going ahead, you know. So I just didn't accelerate, just waited for him to figure out what he was gonna do. As any BMW, most BMWs, sorry, they don't really like using their turning signals, so I usually wait, and I am more aware of these guys. That's also important. You read which kind of cars, if it's a taxi, for example, you can expect maybe a little bit more aggressive driving from them. All of this takes into consideration so that you can predict what's gonna happen in front of you. So right now I'm in 4th gear, coasting to 2000 RPM. Oh, it's already slowing down. I'm gonna put it on neutral and brake slowly. Oh, now I can even put it on second. Didn't have to stop my car, you know, minimized the amount of braking I had to do. Now I'm gonna have to brake a little bit more. I'm gonna put it in first, accelerate a little bit. now. It's already yellow, so I'll just wait. You see these situations, like when you have a distance with the car in front, and that's the way I was taught and I learned with over the years. I like to keep at least one car length of distance from the car ahead, so that if the guy brakes very hard, I have space to slowly brake myself. I'm gonna also save the guy behind from hitting me on the back if I brake too strong and he's not aware, because a lot of people are on the phone these days. So usually I like to keep a car length distance at least. What is not so nice, at least here when I recognize sometimes in, let's say, city traffic, bigger cities, is that when you actually do that, when you leave a car length, it's a bit tough that some people cut in front of you. They see that space and they think, okay, that's for me, you know, I'm the God-given person, I'm gonna take that space. And yeah, I don't know what to tell you for that. Like, I rather have at least a car length space and predict these guys and just give them space, rather than being stuck on the guy in front and creating a tense situation where I have to be always like aware if the guy's gonna brake, if the guy behind me will be aware or not, you know. So I like to keep distance from the cars, from everybody actually. I like to keep my distance and I like to take it slow. Here, coasting, just braking, you know. Downshifting here, okay, could be okay, but if you're not gonna be doing rev matching perfectly or heel and toe, and like, there's not really a point if you're in slow RPMs. It's just better to just put it in neutral, take your foot off the clutch and just let it coast, you know. That's the best. Here on the semaphore, on the lights, I like to keep it in neutral and take your foot completely off the clutch. So put it on the coaster, on the side, and don't stay with your foot on the clutch, because that just is creating friction on your throwout bearings on your clutch. So while you have your clutch depressed, okay, the clutch itself is not burning against the flywheel, but the clutch throwout bearing is actually being spent, it's spinning. So I just put it on gear when I see the light is turning on. And if the guy behind you starts to honk because you're too slow or whatever, just let him be. He's having a bad day, just take your time, you know. Like, I feel like a lot of people are so anxious and like a few seconds on a traffic, it's not gonna change anybody's life, you know. So for example, now if I would have like ran so much, you know, now I would be already waiting there. So I can just put it in coast, slowly braking, you know, very slowly. Then by the time I'm gonna be close to this car, I already spent half of the waiting time by just coasting, keeping my momentum. Sometimes the light turns green before I actually reach the car in front, and I can just keep my momentum, you know. That keeping of momentum is fundamental to basically spare your brakes, spare your gearbox, everything. You can just keep the flow, and also save fuel, by the way, saving a lot of fuel by doing that. When you're accelerating as well, don't go overboard. 2000 RPMs, slowly come off the clutch, you know. That's how you're constantly saving your car from mechanical, let's say, frictions, and sparing, making the lifespan of your parts longer. So that's really good. Right now, for example, I could be stuck to that car in front, but I'm just gonna slowly go for it. Oh, see, it's turning green. I can just coast. Oh, I could just basically keep my momentum. That was great example right here. And actually that even helps the cars behind you, because if you keep a constant flow, it's actually proven to be the best for traffic. If you actually are very braking and accelerating too much, you create these gaps within the traffic, and that actually, on a long scale, if you see, for example, São Paulo, which is the city that I was working for some time, you can see, like, if somebody hits the brakes very strong, rest assured, a few cars behind, it's going to be a huge traffic jam formatting that. And just like there's been so many cases where I was in traffic and it got stuck. It was a huge traffic jam and there was no like crash, there was nobody with a problem on the car, there was nothing on the road. It's just because somebody panic braked or was too stuck to the guy in front, and they had a misunderstanding. And then if you, let's say, create that butterfly effect all over the previous car, the cars that are coming behind you, rest assured, the guys few rows behind you are going to be stopping, and then 100 meters behind you, it's going to be formating a traffic jam. So I think like more people should be conscious about this, that a few seconds off, this guy for example, he's too close to the guy in front. Why doing that, you know? Soon enough we're gonna have to stop again. He's not gaining anything from that. So there's no point in doing that. Let people have their space, you know? He's braking. Why is he braking? He's spending his brakes by nothing, you know? I'm braking again. I'm not braking, I'm not touching my anything. Now I'm gonna put it on coast, not braking. I'm gonna brake now, a little bit, slowly. It's nice, you know, to drive like that, because it's also more comfortable. Like you're basically like preventing these G-forces that are like, you know, when you're jerking inside the car. Like, okay, on the racetrack, brake strong, do whatever you want. On the spirited driving on a nice mountain road, you can go a bit more aggressive and everything. But look at that guy, going fast again and then braking. Why is he doing that, you know? So it's better for me to just coast. So here I'm on 4th gear, spending minimum fuel, I'm chilling, you know. Now the guy's braking, I'm gonna reduce to 2nd gear, have to brake a bit. But I had to brake a little bit, only a little bit, because I had space between myself and the car in front. So those are some things that I constantly think about when I'm driving and trying to predict what's going on. So red light there in front. Why am I gonna be speeding up? I'm not gonna be speeding up, I'm gonna take it slow. I'm gonna put it in neutral, I'm gonna coast. No point in going fast here. Maybe I'm a little bit crazy to be overthinking all of this, but I have a lot of fun driving, and I like to just be aware of things that are going on, so that I can basically drive my cars in a more efficient way. I can keep the cars healthy for a longer time, and just have fun as well. It's like a little game, you know, that you're playing, just trying to brake as little as possible, trying to shift as little as possible, just keep your car on the most efficient way. That's very fun as well. Driving fast is fun, but doing this is also very fun. It can be fun, of course. I mean, if it's a huge traffic jam and you're stopping constantly, of course it gets stressful and everything, and sometimes you just want to go home and you're a little bit stressed. But I don't know, I try to play these games with myself to keep myself entertained on traffic, and it just makes it easier to cope with these situations, I guess. You see how crazy the gear shift is vibrating. Now it raised a little bit the RPMs and then it stops vibrating a bit. See, that's how mechanical the MX5 NC is. I'm gonna raise the revs a little bit, you see? Now it stabilizes the engine. I guess also this is because maybe my engine mounts are a little bit on the older side, and the engine mounts are not as let's say sturdy as they used to be when the car was new. So it just creates a little bit of vibration on the powertrain. But I've read on multiple forums, this is not like a alarming amount of shakiness or anything like that. So keeping an eye on it, but it seems to be everything fine for now. This guy's driving a little bit slow, so I'm gonna probably just go to the left here. Just pass him, keeping my distance so I don't have to brake. I passed him. Now I can go back to my lane. Look at those guys, they're all braking. Like, because they're too stuck on the car in front. I reduced my gear, I'm not braking at all. Oh, not braking, not braking, not braking. Now I braked. Now the big boys coming in front, and they already indicate that it's the rule of the jungle. Have to respect the big guys, and also they're carrying how many people inside, so you can spare yourself a little bit of time to let, I don't know, a few dozens of people take more time in front of you, so that's fine. Respect the buses. Sometimes they really have a hard time in traffic, and I see people not giving them any space, so it's nice to retribute for the people that are not so nice for them. On a side note, while we're driving here on the bridge, guys, let me know if you like this kind of format of videos, more easygoing, more kind of even vlog style. Yeah, really having fun shooting this kind of stuff, and yeah, I don't know, if you like it, just drop a like, maybe drop a comment of some extra tips that you think about. Look at this guy, he's on the phone. He didn't indicate that he was gonna go in front of me. That's fine, I had space, so it's completely fine. But you see, I already know that he's on the phone now. He's not keeping his lane so well, so I'm gonna keep my distance from this guy. Oh, those are the signals that I'm constantly thinking about. Oh, why is he braking right now? There's no reason he was braking right now. It's because he's not as engaged on driving as he could be. Now he's gonna cut probably in front of me a bit. See? Oh, braking again. Why? No reason. But he's on the phone. He's not concentrated. You can see he's on the phone. Now, lane. Why is he coming towards me? There's no reason why. Now he's indicating and not going in front of me. Look how confusing the person is, and that's because he's on the phone. I'm gonna come in here so just you can see. On the phone, see? On the phone. So you rest assured, when somebody is braking, when there's no one in front of them, when somebody is like not keeping their lane so well, it's 90% of times, 9 out of 10 times, it's because the guy is on the phone. And there's so many people doing that nowadays. So keep distance from when you see somebody's behaving like that. Keep your distance. Expect the unexpected. That's the name of the game. But predict always. Be aware. So yeah, arriving now at the shopping mall. Let's hope they have the phone that I want. I'm really excited. Oh, that's so cool. I'm really looking forward, because it's gonna be a tool for me to shoot more videos, to have better quality material as well. So yeah, looking forward to this. That's gonna be very nice. Let's now find a parking spot. Hey guys, mission accomplished. Look at this guy. I'll show you quickly. Oh yes. Oh yeah, titanium iPhone 16 Pro. Yeah, it has the 3 cameras. It has the wide one, wide angle with 48 megapixels. So I think it's gonna be a really nice upgrade for the videos. And yeah, happy to finally have a new phone that I could afford. Really happy. Thanks guys for joining me for this ride. I hope you had a little fun talking about smooth driving in traffic. Now I'm gonna have a lot more practice because it's gonna be rush hour, long time to get home. And yeah, I'll just spare you guys from this long ride because this one's gonna be, I think, just first gear, stop and go. So not much to talk about this one. All right, cheers guys, see you on the next one. Bye.